Hello Pisces, welcome to your August 2020 tarot reading. I got a lot of energy for you. It's really interesting. And I should say that you got the Nine of Cups again. I want to say this is the second or third reading in a row where you got the Nine of Cups. So for me, the Nine of Cups, it's obviously the wish fulfillment card. But for me personally, I feel like it's freedom. I feel like a wish has been granted, or some kind of situation has occurred where you now have freedom. This reading, though, it's a really scattered energy and it's so interesting. I feel like with that freedom has come a bit of anxiety and a bit of scattered energy, if that makes sense. I don't know if I said that already, but that's how I feel. Like, I feel like your mind is just everywhere. A Scorpio got a similar reading, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, but they got a more, if it makes sense, a more direction type of chaos. I feel like you just have so many options that it's kind of taking you off course, if that makes sense. In particular, love is really good for you this month, but there is almost a catch with that. I think that's the theme of your reading, is that you have so many good things coming, but there is a slight catch to everything that's coming your way. I guess we should just get started. I don't want to ramble on too much because like I said, it's a lot. I apologize in advance for my workstation. I've just been getting so many cards. I have over 50 decks here, so I'm trying to make room for everything. So to get started, I really feel like you're at a crossroads for sure. You got the Two of Pentacles. You got Judgment in reverse with the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is just where I get the sense that things are just happening really quickly for you. Judgment in reverse is telling me you're slightly unready. You're slightly unprepared. The Two of Pentacles, of course, is balancing, trying to juggle multiple things at once. So there is this push and pull, I feel like. It's both external and internal. So I did get the sense that there are people around you that are pressuring you, but you're also putting pressure on yourself. Later on in this spread, you got the Seven of Swords, you got the Hermit with the Lovers coming out, and you got the Nine of Wands twice. So I don't feel like it's a negative. You are a bit bruised up emotionally and definitely mentally, but not in a negative way. I just feel like you're spotting something a bit too late. Or potentially you could spot something a bit too late. And it's more of like a lesson learned type of energy. So with these three here, you may be feeling like currently you're just not in control, especially with this Judgment in reverse. There's a certain cycle in your life that you're outgrowing currently. And when I say cycle, I feel like relationships, jobs, friends, family, any type of known factors you have in your life. I really feel like you're outgrowing it. And you could be possibly confusing the change as something painful instead of something necessary, especially with this Judgment too. You're trying to maintain a foot in both worlds. You're trying to maintain a foot in your old world and a foot in your new world. And we all know that's not possible. It really doesn't make sense to juggle both facets of your old life and your new life. It's really only going to create chaos. And I did get like almost a tower type of feeling from this card in the reverse here. So I feel like if you continue to be on this path where you're just not accepting change and just not being ready for whatever quick changes occur, this could potentially be a tower moment for you. I talk about it on my Twitter. It's like our spirit guides, they don't like to be ignored. They don't like having to repeat themselves. I put that on my Twitter page too. So I just get the sense of this is like you're not being disrespectful to your intuition or your spirit, but you're kind of stalling in some way. And I got similar energy because you have the Lovers also come up for you twice. And I don't feel it's the Lovers in the traditional sense of potential soulmate, a really intense love connection. I do see that here for you, but I feel like the Lovers is just you trying to maintain a foothold in both the new and old. It's like you're evolving, but you really want to stay the same. If you're like a butterfly, you really resist. I'm sorry, if you're a caterpillar, you're really resisting becoming a butterfly, if that makes sense. So while things may feel like they're happening really fast, this Eight of Wands here, I also feel like some positivity from your spread for sure. The Eight of Wands, you could be getting money in an unexpected way here. Someone really just respects your ideas, and I think um, I feel like the word quirky keeps coming up to me. You're honestly the only sign so far where I had multiple messages just pop in my head as I was shuffling and going over your spread. Quirky came up multiple times when I looked at these two cards, especially Judgment and the Eight of Wands. So I feel like you're going to come across someone that really respects your ideas, that really wants to reward you for these ideas with the Two of Pentacles. And you could even be sitting on something, but you're just afraid of being laughed at. And I really want you to be bold this month. I really want you to let your uniqueness shine, because there is someone or something, some kind of entity out there, whether it's a corporate or just a following you could develop by being yourself. Um, there is also the need to think before you speak with this Eight of Wands, but I'm feeling more that somebody needs to be that way around you. All the three of these two, it kind of set up on borrowed time to me, and I feel like there is someone on borrowed time with you. Like you're just about like this close to cutting someone off, and they don't know it. So I would even go so far to say to express yourself if you're feeling really annoyed with someone, if you're feeling disrespected, if you're feeling like you're not being heard, if you're feeling like someone's talking over you, because I did get that sense as well. I would definitely take a pause and consider how you could rectify that and who you need to let know. Like, look here, I have ideas too. I'm a person too, and I deserve to be heard. I really felt that with the Eight of Wands in particular. This card was the loudest to me out of the three initial cards. Um, Believe it or not, even with this Nine of Swords here, I'm seeing lots of mental clarity. I'm seeing resourcefulness too with these two cards. Um, as I mentioned before, there's something about you that could really just bring you success, and it's not even something that you have to work at. It's something just about your person, your ideas, your mentality that really shines or should shine this month. This Nine of Swords, I feel like it's you battling that, or battling the self-doubt that, hey, maybe this isn't a good idea, or this isn't something that needs to be said, and I really want you to be in the opposite energy for sure. It's really funny. This card is being worried, it is losing sleep, but I see it more as you're worried about someone else. Um, Specifically a family member too. For a select few, even if that resonates in terms of a family member and worrying about their health or how they're doing, I still see so many good things coming to you. It's crazy. Um, I also feel like a new business is here, and with the Two of Wands, I feel like a potential partnership that is going to come from business, or you two going into business together, or just you being in a space where your work ethic really impresses someone as well. Um, I I feel like these together can even be like a power couple vibe. Virgo had several cards like this too in their reading, and their energy was similar. We're just two people really trying to take on the world. Not to be literal with this card, but that's the energy I really picked up. And I don't feel like this is your physical yet. Oh, I'm so sorry, my throat's getting dry from all the filming, but yeah, I don't feel like this is in your physical world yet. I feel like you're manifesting it. I feel like you're really setting down goals, especially with this Nine of Cups here. As I mentioned, it showed up for you for the second or third time. I want to say the third time. So this is either you battling your psyche, or you you're meeting someone of like mind, especially with the Lovers here. Lovers is like, yes, it's a very lustful match, but it could also be two people of like personalities, like goals, like life life choices that are very similar, just meeting and coming together. So with these three, I feel like you're almost battling the urge to settle. You're battling the urge to not wait for this Nine of Cups and this Two of Wands. I also get with, because you have a lot of nines. I also forgot to say that in our little face-to-face intro. You got, I want to say you got two nines here, and you got the Nine of Wands come out twice. So you got four nines in total. And I think the Lovers is a nine card. Correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the major arcana that popped up for you is also a nine card. So you got nines 4 or 5 times. So this is a pretty significant number to keep popping up. And I guess I'll get into that later because I kind of got a handle on it toward the end of the spread. But in terms of 9 and these three cards, I feel like 9 also is a signifier of divine timing. So with this 9 of Swords, I feel like this could even be you questioning when your ideal partner is going to come in and you just having to wait for divine timing. Also, I kind of got with this Nine of Swords that some of you really have to pay attention to your dreams. It's funny because Virgo also got a similar energy a couple times, but for you, I feel like it's not. Whereas for Virgo, it was being scared of their spiritual awakening and being scared to go to sleep because they don't want downloads or other kind of spiritual messages to come in. With you, I feel like you just might be unaware of where you are spiritually right now, especially since you got the Hermit, the Fool come up. I feel like you could wake up in the middle of the night with this card with a life changing idea. So really pay attention to your dreams. Even your daydreams too could possibly be important. Um, Also 9 with all the nines here, I feel like you may be really lucky and not realize it because of the outside drama that could possibly be in your life at the moment. And it's not anything that's affecting you, it's not anything you're in the middle of, but it is kind of in your peripheral. So just don't let that distract you and keep your eyes peeled because I really feel like a right place, right time type of moment for you coming this month. You got a lot of lucky cards, and you have really lucky energy as well. I do want to say that things are being cleared up for you, so to make room for something so much better. So this could you're being prepped for something really big. That was what I'm getting with this spread, and you're resisting that, and either you're resisting it or you're not seeing that, you're not understanding that you have a pretty big moment coming up, a pretty big decision you're gonna have to make, and it's all for your greater good. This thing could be a partner, a job, a location change, because this Eight of Wands spoke to me pretty clearly. You're just being asked not to get in the way of that with these three cards here. Moving forward, especially with the Seven of Swords, I do feel slight hater energy. And I remember the very first video I did for you, and I got that same energy here where you just don't want to let everyone know how good things are for you. I really feel that same feeling here with the Seven of Swords and the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a very public card, and it's a very positive card, but just somewhere in the crowd, because traditional tarot you see, someone on horseback riding through a crowd of cheering people. Somewhere in that crowd is someone that doesn't mean the best for you. And it's not necessarily a sinister type energy. It could just be someone is not as happy as everyone else is for you. Or someone does not, they're a little resentful. That's what I picked up on. So I would just keep an eye on that and know that not everyone that is cheering for you is genuinely cheering for you, if that makes sense. You have your eyes on you. You have your eyes on your success. So you may or may not feel the need to keep it private. You could be succeeding in something that you can't keep private because it's just a public thing. But if that is the case, you really need to keep an eye out. And the Seven of Swords can also be a card of staying ready, of having an advantage on someone, that thinks they have an advantage on you. So that could be the energy here, especially with the Six of Wands, because this is success. This is going into battle and coming out victorious. So this tells me you're really willing to, like, not necessarily get down in the dirt and play at people's levels, but you are really willing to put up a fight for sure. And if you aren't, these two cards together are saying that you may possibly need to. your best interests are just to keep your circle tight. That's what I want to say. I also want to just put in a little disclaimer that I got a lot of compassion cards for you. The Six of Wands could also be someone that's being cheered on because they're really kind and they're looked up to as a hero. So if you can be of help to someone with all your blessings and the Nine of Cups and everything in your last few vids, like I would say take whatever opportunities you can to give back to those who deserve it. It will definitely give you more in terms of success, and with the Six of Wands, it's going to get you a lot of respect. And I do want to highlight those who deserve it, which is not to say no one deserves help. With the Seven of Swords, it's just you want to make sure you keep your circle tight and you reward those who actually want the best for you. You really don't want a circle of leeches. So the Seven of Swords is just that warning that if you give to someone or if you're helping someone, set a really clear boundary because you don't always want to be helping someone that is not helping themselves. Around here, though, is where I start feeling the you can't take everyone with you type of energy, if that makes sense. Um, you never want to be that person who forgets where they come from, but you also don't want to be bound by that. The Devil card here, too, is you see this as a jail. This is being imprisoned by a vice or being imprisoned by situations or people or energies that are just not good for you. So this Five of Cups, I talked about it in my last video, or last few videos, I forgot which sign. But the Eight of Cups is just walking away after having tried everything and not looking back. You know something is done and final. The Five of Cups is you're in the process of doing that. You've already moved on, but mentally you're still stuck in whatever you've left. You're still questioning if it was the right decision. This person still low key kind of could weasel their way back in if they really wanted to, and you're really just disappointed with how things turned out. You keep hoping that there's a better way. So with these cards, especially the Six of Swords and the Devil, I just want you to be aware that some people are okay being stagnant. Some people would just rather play it safe, and there really is nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to be in that energy with them if that's not what you want. You really shouldn't have to ever lower yourself down to make other people feel comfortable, and that's what I'm getting here too. So, if you're reluctant, fine, but make sure you're still firm. If you're reluctant mentally in your head and questioning it, and you may miss so and so, fine, that's normal. But just understand why you have to do it and stay firm and resolute in cutting somebody off that's not good for you. Yeah, you can't feel bad about moving forward and doing you. The Devil is just really codependent vibes here for sure. And I almost got the sense that someone here is trying to ride your coattails without doing the necessary work. So let's say you're just someone really successful, like I'm seeing here, or just someone that's been blessed and things are good for you right now because you've made them good. I see someone kind of lingering around because they don't want to miss out on the great things that are happening for you, but they also don't want to go out and grab opportunity and make those good things happen for themselves, if that makes sense. The Devil and the Six of Swords, this person is definitely holding you back, and I am getting that it is a person. I'm not getting that it's a job you need to leave or a family member you need to cut off. I'm getting that it could be a potential romantic partner. For those who resonate with that, take it. But if you know that it's something else, just at the very least know that it's not good for you, and it's really jumbling your head and causing you to question your path with the Six of Swords too. The Devil though is telling me that it's an intentional type of confusion. Like someone is intentionally trying to confuse you and keep you stagnant because instead of elevating themselves, they want you to lower yourself to keep this partnership going. So just recognize that for what it is. On a very small note, this could even represent the old you and the former vices that kind of had a hold on you, and you're having a hard time fully walking away from it because it could have been a codependent type of thing where it's just a coping mechanism, and it's really hard to move forward without that security blanket. Let's say you're someone that spends a lot or someone that drinks, when things get tough. which again, it's not easy to just stop doing certain things cold turkey, but just at least acknowledge that it's not that it's helping you get to where you need to go. It's just helping you. It's just helping distract you. This is just a really clear warning that in whatever way it resonates, you're engaging in habits that can hinder you. You have to really think long term. That is what I got with a lot of these cards. Is just you have to play the end game. You really don't want to think about just the now, and what can I do that will give me quick, easy success. It's going to be hard and it's going to be life changing. Everyone wants life changing experiences until it comes time to change your life. So take that as it resonates again. But with this Hermit card, this Knight of Wands, this Knight of Swords is here. The Hermit Lover's Knight of Swords is where I kind of feel the pathway opening up for you. You're wavering around this point. This would be the middle of the month, and there's a necessary step you have to take, and you keep looking at all other avenues, and you keep thinking like, hey, maybe there's some more research I have to do. Maybe there's just one more thing I have to accomplish before I take that leap. And I'm seeing with this Knight of Swords that you're being pushed to just go ahead. And on the other hand, though, I got a lot of impulsiveness toward the second half of the month. So where the Hermit could be you making a firm decision and sticking to it. For some with this Lover's card, it could actually be a potential soulmate, but it could be that you're not rushing towards it, which is a good thing. And you're not quite ready to give up your solitude. For some of you, it may really have been the reason for all your blessings and productiveness. I'm just getting around here that this is where the outside pressure amps up. The Knight of Swords is someone very aggressive, doesn't take no for an answer, is slightly selfish, so it's not like they're rushing in because they want to make you happy. They're rushing in because you make them happy and they want to possess you in some way. Especially with this double card earlier too, upstream in the spread. You're really dealing with someone that's just thinking about themselves and what they can get. So if you feel rushed by someone, this is just calling you. These two cards are calling you to look beyond appearances, to look beyond how this person makes you feel, because the Lovers is really intense attraction to someone. It could also be temptation, but temptation that leads to a downfall. As you can see, this is Adam and Eve, so just be careful and really use your intuition, really use discernment, because if the Hermit is anything, it is discernment. That is really what I feel when I see the Hermit pop up in any spread. Things really speed up because with the Knight of Swords and the Eight of Wands too being the fast action cards, this could even mean that an air sign is coming pretty quickly towards you with this Knight of Swords, and the Lover's coming up twice, so that kind of sways toward the Gemini end of things. You have a lot going on here, and you have a lot of people that just want to be around you, and you can't let everyone have access to you. That if anything you take from the video, that's what I want you to take. I do also get, though, that with the Fool card and the Knight of Wands, where I mentioned you also might be slightly impulsive, or you just really keep coming across these knights and they want to lock you down. That's just what I'm getting. I feel like you're a hot commodity and people just really want to be around you this month, even going into next month. Lots of outside pressure, and it's being directed at you. And I really feel like some of you are going to enjoy your freedom with this Fool card. It's just something that you haven't had in a while. Some of you may be just getting out of a really long-term relationship. Some of you may have been getting out of a relationship with a person that wasn't very mature or honest. And I think you really like being in this Hermit energy and being in this Fool energy where you just are free. Like I said, the Nine of Cups to me too is just ultimate freedom. I feel like you're enjoying that, the freedom, the solitude, and then bam, all these offers come in. You got the Knight of Wands here after getting the Knight of Swords, and I feel like those are two different, very masculine energies, and not in terms of biological. So take it as that resonates. It could just be very masculine, very action forward type of energies. People who just do and want results right away. So if they have their eye on you, they just want to lock you down. They want an answer right now. They don't want to wait to give you time to really get to know them, or to really just decide, do I want to be in a relationship? They just want to push. So if you are dealing with that, I am feeling like you need to remember back to the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Two of Wands, where divine timing for you is imperative. Um, and sometimes the universe does like to throw a little mini test your way to see if you're ready and if you've actually learned the lessons that they were there to teach you. So if you accept this Knight of Wands, if you accept this Knight of Swords, just because they're in your face and just because they're pushing you to, again, you could be slowing down more abundance, more success, and potential soulmate energy that is just waiting to be released or waiting to be headed towards you. You really just don't want to settle. That is what I'm getting. Um, you may have been questioning initially where your divine partner was, but now you want to wait a bit. So some of these options coming in, like I said, they're tests. Some of them may be full starts, or they're just people you really don't need around you long term. So if you are deciding just to entertain them, you need to know when to move forward, because not everyone needs to stay in your life long term. Uh, Here with this Five of Wands, I am seeing the need to release control and to adapt to change. Just like I saw here with the Judgment in reverse, you are just really a little taken aback by everything going on. I'm also seeing the need to choose long term, like I just said, over short term lust. So you've also gotten to a place where really good people are around you, especially with this Five of Wands. Normally it's a conflict card, it's a competition card, but that looks like the lover. It's just people that motivate you, people that bring out the best in you, that want to push you to go further. They're not like the Seven of Swords and Six of Wands energy of people who just want to ride your coattails and get the results of your personal hard work. I feel like these two together are just people that really, really push you in the right direction. And I think around here too, like I said, you're adapting, but you're really realizing, or you're coming to the realization that good things are coming. So you're releasing trust, especially after this Fool card, or you're releasing control, I'm sorry. And you just have faith, which is the most important thing. I do get the sense that the lovers keep popping up for you because you need to have the bigger picture in mind. And you need to remember to just not settle. Your goal is long-term stability in all things and in all ways. But toward the end of the month, if you really haven't released what you needed to release, like I said, I do feel that tower moment like inches away from you. Um, you really need to think of long term. I keep saying that, but you're transforming. There is a need to reevaluate all your choices, all your options. This Knight of Wands is you just having been beat up a little, like I said. You may not have had an easy road to whatever success you've come by. It was definitely a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So while there is a need to not move too fast, there is a need to know you deserve every good thing that comes your way. But you also just need to cut out the dead weight. It's not fair for one person to be bloodied up and bandaged and the other person is just fine where they're at and just fine with reaping the rewards from something you've sown. And this is yet another nine of this nine of wands. I'm sorry. So some of you may find that your higher calling is in being of service to other people. Some of you may find that your higher calling is in helping people and being compassionate. It doesn't even have to be healing or some type of ministry or huge type of philanthropic enterprise, but whatever you do is going to make a lasting impact with this death card. Sorry, my lighting is just so. Yeah, the death card. Death card also could be immortality in some form. So take that as it resonates too. I felt like very stumbly with this video. I mean, I'm not the most eloquent, but I usually can express myself a lot clearer. Your head is just everywhere this month. And your throat chakra too. I would look into trying to release some tension there, and to make sure that you're in a position and you're around people that allow you to express yourself, because I'm seeing that that might be a problem for you this month. And I would fix that problem fairly quickly, because your success comes from someone being impressed or something being impressed by your ideas and just by who you are. I do want to pull a love oracle. I rarely use this deck, even though it's a very popular deck. This is Doreen Virtue, Love Oracle cards. You have a soulmate coming in for sure. Whether it's someone you've met already or will meet, that is the question. I saw Release Your Ex as I was shuffling, and that stuck out to me. So that could be the thing you need to cut off with this Death card, the Seven of Swords. Like I said, it's somebody that's trying to get in on all the great things that are about to happen for you. So it's imperative that you just let that go. Let's see. This one wanted to come out. You deserve love. You are lovable. I mean, this is why I'm not too crazy about these cards, because they're very basic. They're very, everyone deserves love. We all know this. But just in case you had any doubt, there we go. And this is my Law of Attraction Oracle deck. Just wanted to pull a few cards there, especially with the Lionsgate portal yesterday and the full moon recently too. I believe it was last Monday, the past. I do want to see where your life is headed in terms of all this. And you got mindfulness, awareness of thoughts without judgment, meditate, breathe, yoga, being present, grace. I feel like that ties in with your reading, especially with this Nine of Swords and Justice and the Hermit too. So you have to be very mindful, and you have to really get in touch with your inner self. The Hermit is so good for that, for sure. So I would say definitely pick some type of spiritual practice, something that helps you get in tune to your higher self, and then that helps you make better decisions, if that makes sense. I do want to pull my Witches Oracle deck. I'll pull one card from here. Okay, you got Black Tourmaline, Eliminate, and you got 3 cards. I'll take all of them. Eliminate, Illuminate, Connect, and Emotions. Water, that is your element. So this water goes without saying. I would definitely get in touch with who you are. If you are someone very emotionally in tune, there's nothing wrong with that, and it's going to help you this month. Black Tourmaline, if you don't have any, I would get you some, or get in that energy of immediately eliminating negativity, especially since the Seven of Swords should come up for you. Candle, Illuminate. I would also tie that in with the Seven of Swords, because you do have deceptive energies around you, and you do have people that need to be watched for sure, or it could just be one person, but you have something around you that needs to be exposed and needs to be cut off. And then you got a Celestite, Connect. I really feel like this ties in with all these 9s that you got popping up in this reading. I also feel that it comes in with the Lovers too, and the Two of Wands. You got a lot of partnership cards, a lot of integrating cards. So I would say you're pretty good on love this month too. I think it's very cliche to say, but the moment you stop looking, that's when it's going to come in very, very heavily. And before we leave, I do want to use this new deck I got from Etsy. It is an attraction deck. So for you, I just want to know what your strength is going to be this month, and what is going to bring love in your direction. It's a very interesting deck. It's facets of your person or your energy that people find attractive. I like using it for various things, particularly love though. So you can find out what your next love, because again, you have soulmate connections coming up here for you. What is going to draw them to you? And that might actually give you a good idea in terms of when and how you're going to meet this person. Ooh. I got Voice at the bottom of the deck too. That's funny, because almost every time I use this deck, that card comes up. Ooh. And I got Hands and Energy. And bottom of the deck, Smile. So hands, maybe you are a physical creator, maybe you create things, but we can also take it literal and say that you probably have really beautiful hands, And then energy. I really feel like this is a Pisces type card. You guys are known to have really good emotional energy, really good vibes, very mystical, very dreamy. So again, that ties in with just being yourself. That is going to bring in a lot of abundance for you. In terms of the hands, you could be working somewhere, physical labor, and meet your next person, and they just are really drawn to what you do. I'm getting that for sure. So that is your reading. I hope that it helped. I know I was a little bit all over the place, but again, that's just the energy I got from your spread and where you probably are currently. But a lot of good things. You have the Nine of Cups again. I'm curious to see if you're going to get it after this read. If it keeps coming up to you, I'm just going to say that you're just a very lucky sign. But yeah, I have all my Etsy store links in my description box. All my socials there if you'd like to book a private reading. And I will see you for your next video. Goodbye.